that was when Sunset sort of made its way back in, right? And those teams with good, strong Sunsets were really set up for success. And Sentinels weren't quite able to get there, weren't quite able to sort of run back that fantastic performance on the map we'd seen from them previous year. 1 and 2, like, it's fine. I think we know how it went against G2. It was relatively close, but there were some issues, I think, playing into the comp. Also, Leaf is an X factor that comes back in. NRG, though, looking dangerous. Brock's been fantastic. Scuba's been firing. Ethan's better than ever. Can they close the series out cleanly?
SEN have not won the first pistol on either map. Would love to get off to a hot start here.
Or just a start. Mid-start would also be fine.
That could work too.
Yep.
They're patiently taking mid. NRG looking to engage when the smoke drops or to pop right out of it.
Oh, fault line. Som, can he TP away from this? Scuba is left out at sea, though, and Sentinels
Right there.
crowd their way into mid. Now refreshing that smoke top mid. Spike's still left in their wake. But now with the option to start to pressure this weaker B side, and Marta and Ethan just walk up into what Narrate says. Thanks for coming, I'll have your scalps too.
Yeah, maybe it'll work better the second time we go out of the mid smoke. Oh, no, just as bad as the first time, actually. Unfortunate.
When I said a mid-start for Sentinels, this isn't what I meant, but I'll take it.
Don't think Brock was going to win that one. Okay, well, that was relatively painless for SEN. Pretty effortless, fairly easy. Nere puts 3 on the board. That was not a particularly exciting pistol.
I don't know what to make of.
That wasn't a thriller.
I think that there's like a little bit of a disconnect. That fault line really throws NRG for a loop. A great setup there, Vazelsis.
Yeah, man. Of course, they're hoping to just catch a loose end, but it was the entire SEN team. Yeah. And now they've gone for that 5 stinger purchase. The SEN a round 2 on attack. You just won the pistol round classic.
On this map and in the hands of an Eon, very reasonable.
Ethan just forced to give up all that space. Only classics for NRG, so SEN should be able to make short work of this. Maybe try to funnel some more kills over to Narrate, ideally. Get close to an early nightfall.
Now, this is your really only option for NRG in the next few moments to get kills, maybe make some bank in this round, but they're more likely to group up over towards that link direction and allow the round to expire.
They did already give Narrate that plant as well. Now up to 4 orbs.
Yeah, that relay bolt really stops NRG in their tracks. As they're hoping to use Marta to tease Zekken a little further out of position. Is that aftershock? The Bang is forced to drop down from. Fault line connects on the Zekken, but it doesn't seem to bother him. He's able to hold his own and bring Marta down. Stingers do pretty well at medium range as well. Something that Sentinels routinely abuse. It's going to be bottoms up for Scuba here in just a moment, I'd say. No, a little right-click action. We'll have him perish to the spike and come out with that kill.
See what SEN try to invest now on round 3. Off to the best start they've had on any map so far. And it's the map that we expect them to take. So looking good as things begin.
And Kaplan mentions it, you know, it might not be clear, but we really cleaned up a lot of our play on that Icebox map. 100% agree with that, right? Very close, and probably a bit heartbreaking that they don't come out into a 1-to-1 series. So if they carry that momentum here into Sunset, in theory, they're better map. And they can be happy with that. We'll have a longer series. We'll get to Corrode in the end.
Second has opted in for the buy onto the Phantom, given that SEN just have so much money for only getting stingers and keeping the majority of the players alive. Showing some presence towards mid, and then just going to take a main standard flash into the Prowler to get past that one-way dark cover.
Yeah, that Singapore's makes for a bizarre bonus in round 3.
And yet SEN have a number of ways of winning this particular round.
When you win with it, the advantage you have is insane.
Buy forever, and they're going to try and close the gap as often as they can. Som has to TP away. Aftershock intended to dig him out. Zekken sees plenty in that blink of an eye.
I think he got a spot on the 2. Definitely popped up on the minimap that both initiators were back site there. And he's going to stay inserted towards elbow as the rest of SEN work their way back. Hope to maybe pick off a player if someone pushed down mid. They want to go for a re-clear.
This is a real commitment for NRG to the A side of the map. No mid presence.
And now that a dark cover has been placed by SEN towards top mid, NRG have to be feeling,
Market doors open?
you know, uncomfortable in that, well, they could be going through market, and John breaks the cam there. But Still, NRG feel more than content to play B for retake, given they have Mata way up in main, so they're just stacked here. They should be able to win this out. They have the better weapons.
Good fault line. That is very good. Even Brock affected by it by the looks of things. Zekin into the side when the hero rifle goes to work with Zom and Brock. At least able to even the ledger. This is dangerous though. When Zekin gets let off the chain like this, anything is possible.
Almost out.
Mata's been out of the game for much of this round.
What?
Yep, that's just the schmooze, baby.
Does have a relay bolt as well. Maybe can get a valuable connection so these last two NRG players can get back into the site, close out this 2 versus 2, or Sentinels. Their economy is going to be out of control with a round win here.
That's
They'll be in such a dominant position.
No more spokes here for Bang. Scooby gets a ping around the corner, relay bolt onto the Omen. He can't quite get away. Mata ideally trying to draw some fire, but Scooby doesn't have the angle to capitalize. A double swing here surely as Zekin goes for a classic no time to reload. He's going to allow for a setup onto the spike. He has to get through Mata. And that guy is indomitable. NRG, clock one up.
Almost did with the run and gun. He was at 8 health left. And Mata really stepped up in that last 30 seconds or so.
Great fault line, obviously, to get
silly
Zekin.
neon movement across the board in this round.
I mean, from both teams, yeah. It is some unlikely movements from both Mata and Zekin.
Worst whip ever, bro.
Don't worry, you got yours. Of course, that was Sentinels bonusing with 4 stingers and just the 1 hero rifle, so still a very healthy buyer for them this round too.
So I'm finding a few too many players. 1, 2, or maybe even 3 more than he hoped off the flash peak.
And losing your Omen first.
Did not get to isolate any fights there. Narrate immediately gets Nightfall, had so many kills prior. That's going to get a double connection, and the site is going to be very, very free for the taking.
Well, they can't stall without Som in the game. So Zekin just moves up straight over towards the alley side.
I mean, also what they're going to retake back in. There's not going to be a smoke for Link side. There's not going to be a smoke towards Elbow if you're getting in towards Spawn. I mean, it's over. And now it's very over. It's extremely over after Zekin gets that kill.
Ethan is hoping to flash himself onto the corner. Zekin ready though, because they already pinged Ethan out, I think, with that Nightfall, or at least a player. And that, of course, is going to be an NRG save. Still get themselves the important round, but SEN's different take on sort of the economic approach in the first 4 rounds means that they can keep the pressure on here in round number 4. Overdrive here for Zekin in the back pocket, so if things do get hot and heavy in a retake scenario, he pops that, he goes for it. And so far, we've just been banging this A side over and over again.
And that was just such a light fight from NRG. No one to assist Som to swing from that Link side.
Both players were solo and died.
Sent it out there.
Both kills, I guess, for them came off the back of trying to play off Ethan's flashes. First Som and then Ethan himself. Neither really work out at all. And there's no follow-up, there's no double swing, there's no crossfire. Individual attempts that fall flat.
Yeah, NRG going to take a timeout after the fact. I'm just surprised to see something like that not synced up with Mata. Not having your Neon there. If you're really going to try to play it aggro, you know, get the flash with the stun, swing from both angles, having, you know, Mata position to, from Som's point of view, is right over at Link and make something happen together. It's just very light. Allows SEN a pretty easy round win.
And it's the Zekin and Narrate story already emerging out of this first half of Sunset. 6-2. I mean, we saw the ridiculous movements in that last, the round before last, pardon me. From both of those Neon plays with Zekin, yeah, it's been really, loves nothing more than getting his hands dirty, especially fighting against anchoring teams, using his mobility on this particular agent just to befuddle. So NRG pause here, Bonka getting in the ears of the boys. Already up 2 maps to 0 with a chance to take part in a stage final. First time since 2023. It's all on the table for them. Sunset goes their way.
Looks like SEN want to do something towards mid. There were a lot of pings going lower mid and then up into tiles as well.
Okay, some mid control taken early. Mata
Just running it down.
They pinged him out doing that though. That is noticed by SEN.
Prowler going to go in, and Celsius swings off of it. What a great shot.
Yeah. That's
Openings just continuing to go the way of SEN, and they want to accelerate off the back of that, so pressure going to be applied to Scuba backside.
Brook is trying to post up to watch the cross from Boba, but he's not going to see a darn thing with that fast lane in play. Scuba's in a rat spot, chilling in this corner, won't be seen by the Seas. And at least Som's alive into the mid-round, so can start to smoke this side out, cut it up a little bit, make it manageable for NRG.
And with Scuba having that trip towards stairs, playing backside, they've retained the space to get back in. It's a good position to retake from, but will the lack of numbers be their undoing?
And Ethan's unsure. He wants to try and get to the front of this site, but he can step back up, and there he is able to double down. Narrate caught on that market side of the map, and Zekken stays tucked for the time being. Now Som's able to go look, see if there's a backstab coming through. That's not the case. It's just market presence and a player in main here for Sentinels. The former smoked off, but the latter is where John is able to spring from and find a kill, and it's another opportunity here waiting to be taken. Ethan and Som have to call a cancel. Barely get out alive as the latter tries to cross. Gets hit very hard. Zelsus will hear them in spawn though, and he'd be loving a chance to take these guns away. We'll have a crack. And it doesn't quite pan out.
And it doesn't really matter, though, because Zelsus has a ton of money, as do pretty much the entire rest of the team. And he got a sick opener for this round. SEN just go quickly off the back of that initial kill. Kaplan is...
That's it, bro. Refuel.
Desperate.
How does it close?
Oh, Cuban was
Cuban.
in the way.
Maybe he wanted some too, bro. You ever think that? Always think about yourself. That's crazy.
Gotta go.
Mata's got a hero rifle. Hasn't really gone to get anything started so far in this half.
The last round was interesting. His aggressive cross of mid and then got caught out by the swing off a Prowler.
This time is pushed up A main, with NRG putting more emphasis on stacking towards market. Looks like they want to go for a reclaim. Now Ethan is the other player with a rifle and
Roused into it.
makes that work.
So that's the tip of the spear. Broken. But SEN have already managed to get bang all the way up top mid-wire.
Yeah, they're just slowly exploring the map off that dark cover. These swings are just being deleted.
That is marvelous from Ethan.
I know exactly.
John, however, puts on his own captain's performance on the A side of the map. The issue, well, the spike proximity. Bang, though, is converting on getting up mid early. Puts Brook and Ethan now a bit more of a compromising situation. They are expecting some presence, though, from mid, and there's still a spike that's got to be recovered here with 37 on the clock.
That's the real problem. How do you recover this? There's a lot of utility for these NRG players as well.
That's the best part. You don't. You try and fight into it, but look at how low John is. Bang's seen better days. Brook and Ethan combined. And for Ethan, it's 4 kills. That's marvelous. Single-handedly controlling every player who tried to get into market, which has been SEN's hotspot on this attack side.
Just in case you needed another round to display the form that Ethan is in today, just gives you an additional one for the highlight reel. His aim has been so crisp.
He knows
Not
it
think he was
too.
going to flank with 1 HP, but he did.
I think he had 30 odd, but yeah, the point stands.
Rolling Thunder now, developed by Ethan after a monstrous round like that one. He only had 1 frag prior, but he felt his impact on every round of this game.
There's just 2 hero rifles there that get NRG their second round win on the board. SEN taking some light liberties towards mid. Scuba has his trips placed pretty passively just for info around that area of the map.
They're going to walk up here on A main. There is a crossfire being put together, but the cover of the contact play is there. Mata takes an op to the extremity, and it pays dividends instantly.
It's the first time we've seen that weapon in the game. Ethan gets the information that a second player is going to follow up. Decides not to engage, just plays it safe, allows Mata to take the line. Bang just wants to do his best to draw attention, but get some of this utility out so they have late execute options towards B. Won't have to break the trips at that point. 40 seconds to play with, and where do SEN want to go? Do they dare risk go back to A, where they know Mata has been opping? They still have 1 Prowler to clear him off a
30
line.
seconds left.
Could smoke.
try
Link
to-
still.
You know, could try to stun him as well. So there's a fair amount of tools that they have.
Okay, so a pretty far forward smoke that covers much of the site and only leaves Link exposed. Send contact that part of the map, and then
The smoke's just not good.
There's a gap in it! And Marta's able to exploit it. That's devastating. Rolling Thunder's going to interrupt the plant. John has no choice. He has to stick it now, and he will be run up on. Somehow is able to fend off. Marta pushing on in. It's on Ethan. It's on John, though, crucially, and he cannot hold up under that level of scrutiny. NRG clamber back into a one-round game.
They just send it, and hey, why not? They could play to the time, the no time that John had to plan that by just going after him with everyone. That smoke.
John has been
Pretty unfortunate. I mean, that was honestly ended up being their undoing. They just lose a player for really no good reason there.
John has delivered a couple of multi-kills late in the round, especially on that A side, that could flip the round in Sentinel's favor, if not for a pretty heavy capitulation in other aspects of their game. He's looked very, very good here, but they weren't ready for the op over towards that A side of the map, and now they're going to have to put protocols in place. And they cannot just contact onto B main or onto that A side now. They know they could be walking into an op line.
That is the danger of playing against Mata, how talented he is with the operator at the moment. Sen won't have an option for a buy here, but they could play around Zekin's ult.
I think I'm very curious to see if Sentinels can get out of this map, get to Corrode, even to Haven. If there's a decider, they're going to have to reverse sweep now. We go back to a double duelist map, see if they've got anything for us there, see if they're still playing that ISO look for Narrate. But for here, or for now, so much really rests on Zellsis being able to set Zekin up, let him just play the map with impunity. This time it'll be a run into mid. And yeah, it's the operator going over towards B lobby.
So out of this timeout, Sen, they do want to force up around the overdrive that Zekin has available.
Don't contact this. Yeah, it might just be a play off a flash here. This is reasonable.
They are set up to go for a B market split. Zekin playing with a ton of pace. They're going to have to break that tripwire towards the market door. That's going to give the game away.
This is going to get really claustrophobic very quickly for Marta. He's going to have to back away straight away. Zekin has a scent for him. He goes low, already chunked down by the overdrive on the side, but Brock just going to spray through, take John out of the game. Scuba in a rat spot again. Same spot he was in a few rounds ago. Undiscovered then and undiscovered now. Gets the elimination. And a player advantage here for NRG.
And that Rolling Thunder might give an opportunity for a plant, but the Hunter's Fury will be just as effective for stopping it. Maybe getting back in for NRG. No, it's a moment of patience, damage being inflicted to the planter. Man advantage.
Zelso's at least spotted out, but that is the only info Brock gets there.
Ethan has that fault line back active, 2 flashes as well, and a paranoia for Som. They have every ability they could possibly want to work with, and an extra player.
Somewhat uncomfortable to get in here with the op, but NRG have the numbers. They have the tools as well. Zels looking for a counter fault line here. His Bang is stunned, and there's a paranoia that comes in on Zelsis, but no actual follow-up from NRG yet. Time starting to dwindle. 2 players back-to-back inside that little cubby. It looks like an aftershock was used in that direction. Brawl gets taken down. Zelsis, what great use of that util. And there's nothing for Marta to do. Forced into a corner, trapped in a box. Sen, Houdini their way out and stay in the lead.
Can't believe they were able to pull that off. Zelsis had some great counter utility to stall out NRG, and then yeah,
where did it go?
I don't know how he got a kill with that. Do not know how that happened. Maybe it was just one stray hit. There was a weak NRG player.
Standing ahead.
Okay, yeah, it's behind, bro. No.
What is going on here? Yeah, it was Brock who was just all...
Spike.
Oh, he thought he was getting out of the way of it in the corner, but it's still connected onto him.
That's bizarre.
Pretty disastrous round to lose. That should have been a gimme for NRG.
You can see how important a part of the game plan that operator for Marta is. He's gone straight back for it.
And that round loss has additionally just put NRG in a really tough economic spot where this is now a must-win round. It's worth 2. Som is just being barraged by util, doesn't know where to turn, lost more than half of his health.
Looks like that Prowler hit didn't punish Zekin whatsoever. Som realizing at this low amount of health, he's bought as much time as he can, but he's used much of his util in order to do so.
NRG are trying to get there to help him. Ethan working his way into the site. Brock coming a bit late. Second.
Still got the kill. Som's able to at least come to Ethan's rescue for a trade, but Ethan got caught out by the fault line. Timing just wasn't on his side. Brock's on again. I'm thinking it just might be. Zelsis on site. Bang pinged out through the box. Everyone trying to swing the ball. Does not care. That is ungodly. And it's got the little giant on his feet too. I have shivers.
He has just hit an absolutely different level today.
Spike down.
I've never seen Brock play this well. We've known that he's been a talented player for years. We've known that he's belonged in the VCT Americas League for years.
It feels like everything is coming together at just the right time for NRG.
But to be playing like this in a lower bracket final against Sentinels of all teams, consistently across 3 maps,
okay.
And
Yep.
it just keeps going. It just doesn't stop.
Super reasonable, that one. Oh, like Natty through smoke.
I'm out of here.
And he's looking for more. Because why wouldn't you be at this point?
Now, exactly what I was saying about NRG on the last round in regard to the economic woes and misery. It's now the case for SEN. This is must win. It's a round worth 2 if NRG can take it.
Oh man, Marta's had some sick flicks, but he's not quick enough here.
Honestly, yeah, that's the kind of shot I just expect him to hit 99% of the time. I guess that was just the 1%. Scuba's trying to retain some control backside, but his trips are placed up close, so he doesn't know if someone is going to be pushing upstairs. And in fact, someone will be.
Okay, Scuba's got a foothold here. He's been able to drive a wedge in the plans of Sentinels. And they're down to 2. Zelsis with an op has to try and watch this.
Look at John, he's all the way back in Boba right now. Zelsis has to switch to a Stinger.
Zelsis might try and join up with him in some way, link up. John had an opportunity here to really throw a wrench in the works, but Zelsis has fallen. John looking for his 4th in the round, and Scuba is going to make it interesting. It's a battle of ciphers, it's a battle of big brains. Whose head peeks over the edge, and John's in the end. Man, everything Sen tried to do in order to win that round, including contacting Marta's part of the map, beating the Oppa, still having Scuba come out on top and maintaining the aforementioned weapon for his Neon. Sick stuff.
The clutch factor is very much in NRG's favor today. Sen may be feeling regrets, feeling that they overplayed their hand into market. They already had all of that backside control, but it seemed like they wanted to sync up some kind of pinch because they had John and Boba, but it just wasn't exact with the timings there.
There's got to be a timeout here for Kaplan, I think. The way that NRG were able to navigate that 3v2 and just come back into the round after losing the side entirely to a very up-tempo hit from Sen that involved Marta getting picked off in the blink of an eye. It's going to be real frustrating. It's exactly playing to their win condition early in the round. And much like yesterday, those end round scenarios poorly managed by Sentinels in a round like that. That's something that Narrate himself complained of. Says, we've not been able to stick the landing on enough of these critical rounds. You talked about the money. That was that pivotal round economically. We're probably down to some Stinger force for Sentinels here to buy later.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be relegated to a half buy at this point. I think maybe the potential for them to win a round could come from the fact that Narrate has that Nightfall. But yeah, it is just going to be all Stingers. He's actually going to be able to buy down to a Vandal.
This is a nice spot.
Let's see if Sen can make something of a miracle happen here. Operator still in the hands of Mata, still playing towards that B side. It looks like he still wants to play towards B main even. Though it has been tough for him to find much value so far.
We saw the clip, I think it was in the pre-show, where it had that like vertical correction on A side of Icebox.
And there's this haunt to force him off the line. How far does he want to peek back in? A little bit too far.
It's like you said last round, you just kind of believe he's going to be able to do it.
And now Sen, they want to go fast off the back of this, get into that B site. There's the Nightfall. They want to. They need to close the gap, get close range with these Stingers.
Scuba's always trying to have a good anchor spot to play with, but he was very much on an island there. Brock's not able to get in until a lot later, and he's being looked for by Second. He'll wins that fight out, surely not again. Brock's found himself too. Bang swings up, sat down instantly. Narrate has to pull out all the stops to put an end to Brock, but he's got backup, baby. And it's on John with a stinger, 12 health. Not much to hang your hat on. And NRG have found themselves the lead late in the first half.
Brock is making it feel like it's just destiny that NRG win this game.
In 3? Surely not.
And on Sunset of all maps, a map they're 0-3 on, they've now taken the lead.
So that's the third. It's the third that really gets me. Yeah. Oh, buddy.
You're so good! You're literally the best player in the world, Brock.
You're actually so good.
Holy shit.
Another round where SEN get that early advantage as well. They find that opener against Mata, a free kill. He's pushed up too far in B main, egos that util that was coming his way. And it just doesn't even matter.
Safe to say the Mata op arc is being shelved for now.
And what's crazy is, hasn't even mattered. I mean, we're talking about the guy with the most aces in VCT history, and he has not been the critical factor for NRG's success.
Yeah, Brock is feeling it. I mean, he also, I think, helped himself to an ace in that series against C9, but there's some already falling. Zekken with pace here over towards A.
Brock is in a lot of trouble. That aftershock coming through. Mata wants to help. How has he gotten 2? And Brock swinging in off of him.
Oh, put a rifle in his hands, and I guess he'll be able to feed the masses.
SEN needs to recover that Spike. They need to find a time to get it planted as well. No stun for Ethan, no recon for Brock just yet. They're waiting for that utility to be cycled.
He has the
That
aftershock to
shot
stall
did so
away.
much damage. They're both so low.
In the end, no aftershock committed by Ethan, but that fault line has come back online. Neural Theft, though, comes on in. Brock already felled. Scuba and Ethan got to put this together. They got the information, but Banks trying to jump around the corner. Ethan's waiting for him now. It's going to be out to John. Again, a 1v2 for the captain, and again, it's not to be. NRG dragged themselves out of the first half. A defense side that yields 7 rounds. And honestly, has put a spotlight on some individuals in a way we've not seen before. Ridiculous play from Brock. Ethan as well. These guys are looking terrifying.
Mentioned Mata's name, and he just arrived in that round as well. Just
Much like the
slides in for 2. What is going on here? What?
Say it.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
I mean, I guess the Wayne Gretzky theory comes into play. You're going to miss every shot you don't take. He goes for absolutely all of them, and some of them are just too ridiculous to be believed. It is a 7-5 game here, and Sentinels must win Sunset to stay alive in the series. Not to be missed, this conclusion.
Check the wrist, big time, big play, gotta hit the rewind. Who you got? Pick a side. Rockstar lifestyle certified. Wins. All I know, we go head to head, go toe to toe. Let's see who wins. All I know, you looking at the goal for real. Wins. So many wins, I can't count them. Back in the day, you know.
It's been quite some time since we've seen a game like this, and of course, for those that are wondering, tickets for Champions Paris are available now, and of course for both of the venues that we are going to be occupying. So make sure you get your hands on those sooner rather than later, both the Les Arènes and the Accor Arena. AXS.com is where you can get your tickets. Come join us, Paris, France, for the culmination of one of the most incredible years of competitive Valorant yet. And yeah, what we're seeing here domestically in non-France land has also been pretty fire.
And what I'm seeing domestically is that NRG, they look like they could do some damage at this tournament. If this is how they're going to be coming, these guys look incredible. Brock has just been outlandish today.
Yep. I mean, this is an NRG that come into the year and look shockingly bad. and they sort of go back to the well of past players that have brought them some level of success and realize that didn't work, kept some, but go to that 2024 graduating class of challengers, find the next wave of new blood in Americas, and they have really integrated them beautifully. Now, made them into weapons. Second gets on the ghost early. Nice little double face here. You can see Bang instantly sends a paranoia around, and Zelsis has the timing for the other side as well. Crossfire, those starts to falter, falling flat. Zekken retreating back to the site now as Narrate has to clear that bolt. Snappy shooting, my friend.
They're just so hungry for more. Zekken is in so much trouble backside. How is he still alive?
Because no one can hit him, that's the problem! The guy is like a streak in the air, nothing more. And that is a very important pistol round win on a map that Sentinels were at risk of falling far behind in.
We've got a Sentinels now taking both pistol round wins on the map that we probably favor them the most on in this series. They've got to close this out. There's no other way of putting it. They have to close this out.
The backside of the series doesn't look too bad for them.
Let's go.
This map is an 0-3 record for NRG in this stage.
It doesn't look like it. Why? I mean, again, that stat just doesn't hold a lot of water when you're seeing how they're playing on the day.
Oh, when you see the clutch factor that they have today.
Oh, that is a play here into elbow for Zekken. Wasting no time in taking a scout weapon to the extremity, much like Mana did on that defense side.
SEN have not gone for the Stinger purchase here on defense. A lot of Bulldogs with that Outlaw.
Yeah, definitely differing opinions about how to play these early rounds after a pistol may or may not go your way.
A lot of emphasis on mid from SEN with the trip just placed on link side so Zekken can hold elbow. Feels like the more and more we've seen Sunset since it's returned, there are just more and more attempts from the attacking team to play up for splits through top mid. It just feels like it's gotten so common.
The trade into the Bulldog position is actually going to send one of those weapons over, and now these shoulder picks are so frustrating for John, but Zelsis is there for backup. And it's a decisive round win that evens up the game. Pistol round converted by Sentinels, mostly Bulldog buys, a conservative approach to the anti-eco. And they'll hold 3 of them over into the bonus.
All of those NRG players will be glad that they made 0 investment, just got the classics, because there's going to be an Outlaw in the hands of Zekken for this next round, though Brock favoring buying up all of the utility is going to be on 125, so susceptible to a one-shot.
Likely not going to serve himself up early, though. Needs to divest himself of that utility first.
And now knows where to play around in regards to the Outlaw's positioning. That's Zekken towards market, now caged off, so NRG can make an attempt to get towards top mid, and this dark cover is certainly going to indicate to SEN that they want to split towards B, this 3-pronged attempt.
Well handled by Zelsis, though, playing safe here at top mid, and that's a spike in Ethan's hands. He's got to be careful.
He's so worried, so concerned that someone might have popped out of that dark cover on the opposite side, so he fully retreats, gathers up with the rest of his couple teammates to try and go through market. Ping goes through onto Mana. He's so weak.
Yeah, dropped down to less than half. Fastlane's going to get him onto this B side, and there is some presence in B main, already taken up earlier by Scuba. The spike will go down. Sentinels have a chance, though, to get into market that is not being attended to right now by NRG. John hit with a flash, capitalized on by Marta, at least that was the attempt. It's Ethan there for the trade at the very least. Outlaw shots ringing out from Boba, but Zelsis finds another crucial frag. And it's Ethan down right in front of the spike, putting Scuba in a compromising situation. 3 for Zaddy. SEN get ahead.
You just simply cannot ask for a better start to this second half for SEN to close this map out. Winning the pistol, converting on that bonus. They've been doing a great job these past couple rounds of nullifying those attempts to get up top mid that are so common in the Sunset meta right now, especially when you're running the Neon. Zelsis shuts them down in that position 2 rounds in a row. Is getting really close to that Rolling Thunder on account of all the kills he's racked up. So I would imagine by the time we get to this next buy round, he'll have that powerful ultimate. They can keep the snowball going from there. Things are looking really good for SEN.
An investment for NRG doesn't pay off in that round number 15. Mostly grouped over towards this B side of the map. This time not really interested in stepping into mid. It's a tough prospect with those Sheriffs. It might just be a honest rush in the B direction. Cam inside market will watch their cross out. Should see this, but the dark cover was in the way. The corner's also going to be cleared by an aftershock.
Just a couple cages to get out, but John wants to control backside with one of his own. How does Mata get that?
I mean, he's so close with a right-click second, also getting into a dangerous position, but he has to shorty at least to extricate himself. Here come the Sheriffs, and this town ain't big enough for all of them, apparently. Brook needs to get on the swing here. Narrate's put 3 together. Very important, stabilizing kills. And Brook now, his position noted. Very hard to fight out of this one with any advantages. Hop, skip, and a jump for Narrate, a finish off for Bang. And now a 2-round lead opened up by Sentinels.
That was just a vile flick from Narrate. The double back to Psalm behind the box, tap headshot through, and then adjust back to fight Scuba. That was damn crazy.
Now the aim is on another level
That
for this
was
guy.
sick from Psalm.
His aim is everywhere.
What a hold. That got really scary for a moment.
You can tell he's like slick with it, and how he clears like those recons, right? At moments like that, that's when you really see the hard work pay off.
Now here's that fast lane to get up top mid, and you
We're
can
not gonna check
see
this.
Sen's position. What? Oh, no way!
Mata in one fell swoop is just crashed through into the spawn of Sentinels.
I mean, 1 is unreasonable. 2, that is unjustifiable. You cannot be getting away with that.
And now Mata just doesn't really know where to put himself. He's done his work though. Look at the net closing around him, but he has garnered so much attention. And Bang and Zelsis combine to excise that particular assist. But as a 4-player unit of NRG heading over towards the A side.
It felt like NRG, the team, didn't know how to react to what was going on either. It made me thinking someone was trying to push out a B. I don't know, but we're getting
absurd.
stalled out. Trying to get this spike down now. Aftershock to delay anyone coming through Link. They've got a trip there as well. Psalm up top. He's caught by Bang.
Sentinel trying to get ahead of it.
Still can't even get the spike down.
Dekin's already on the side, but he gets pinged out by the spy camp. Scuba, no shot to complete on it. There's the recon bolt that again reveals him. Zekin kind of just caught out no man's land, was hoping to find something there, but nothing comes.
NRG and Spam, most iconic duo. Rolling Thunder connects onto both. He's also stuck in the corner. He's going to get overwhelmed.
Double swing, and there's Bang. Can only await his demise. As Brook meets him at the other end. You're not going to see that often, folks. Take note. Mata cuts a bloody arc through that spawn side. It gets
Roll
two.
the replay.
Yep.
Give me the replay.
Not reasonable.
That is
not
stunning.
reasonable. I am slamming desk.
Bro, you should have seen what I just did in spawn.
Oh, okay.
Scanning ahead.
Yeah, we're going to sit on that for a while, I feel. Really important, though, to keep NRG competitive, keep them in step. SEN in a decent place economically here, but starting to tread water after a round like that.
Mata fast up mid wants to break one of those standard trip spots. And you can see the ciphers on this map just playing around it, because it is easy to spam break a lot of the trips, which is why that one is placed so far back top mid. It cuts off the A link push.
It requires a player to play off of it quite close like Zelsis is, though.
Yeah.
So you always feel like shackled to that part of the map because of the way that trip is set up, and here's Mata picking up where we left off, and there is a wry smile on his face. Getting rid of Narrate, who's a danger player for Sentinels, has got to feel good.
He's just hard clearing, hard facing that on his own. And it's a very quick pivot from NRG to get over towards B main. Zekin going to do his best to defend this. Would love to get one and get away.
Shock dart, reasonable damage, but a glancing blow as far as Zekin is concerned.
30 seconds.
See the cross, a lot of players to look at the fault line. Is it going to be followed up on? No, Zelsis tries to assist. And here's the plant coming down, Rolling Thunder now, awkward position for Ethan. There's nowhere good to be, frankly. Here's the overdrive! No way!
Spike planted.
Bang and Zelsis, charred corpses, still twitching. And John, in dismay, has to walk away and try and preserve his weapon.
Just not a reasonable amount of money to justify going for that 1v3 in his mind. Not at full HP either. Just going to save that into the next, have something the rest of the team can buy up around. Sentinels committing that ultimate from Bang to teleport over. so they could use that Rolling Thunder and try to flood into the site together while the plant was getting tapped. But NRG just stuffed them in the choke. Mata, I think, what was that, stunned up with the overdrive, gets the kill.
This now puts their bank in a really awkward spot. Another round here would break it. This is NRG at 9 rounds. Looking down the barrel of, like, you know, a round that could be worth, maybe not 2, but definitely put Sentinels in an awkward spot. They've been able to at least build in close to a Nightfall, Sentinels. They got that overdrive ready. This is a great decision.
He gets that stun when they try to flood back in. Saw him able to play off that.
Yeah.
Crucial little utility piece to just stop the flood from the Rolling Thunder. Sometimes it's that simple, but it basically just fully counters out that ultimate being used from Zelsis.
There's something about Mata knowing visibly just how foul some of the things that he is doing to Sentinels here. When you've seen it all like him, you kind of know when you're in outlier territory. And yeah, I can't get enough of that reaction. Very frustrating for Sentinels to have to play around that. Just this, you know, so I'm going to call back to Zelsis saying that he thinks that NRG are kind of by the book, kind of standard, like mini G2s in that sense. I mean, this is the team in NRG that are really leaning on that X factor that, you know, Brock has brought to the series. Ethan's calling and utility usage has been sublime, and then Mata doing some of the most unconscionable things to them. It's hard to imagine that they could be considered so vanilla.
You know, the beginning of that round gets overshadowed by the madness later, but it started with Narrate just pushing up towards A main, hard facing that for info, and Mata's just on the line, gets the free kill. Feels like there have been a decent amount of moments in the past couple days where Narrate is pushing pretty aggro solo, and he's getting punished for it. You know, he's talked a lot this year about developing as a player in regard to earlier in the year trying to do too much individually, but realizing that that's not what he needs to bring to Sentinels. Maybe he needed to be that way on his prior team. Maybe he needed to frag harder with K-Corp in 2024, but then began to adjust his play, be more supportive, and it felt like during the regular season, he was really finding the best of both worlds. But you know, against G2 yesterday, I felt like there were moments where he was really getting over aggro, was trying to be the hero for the team, make plays happen,
and funnily enough,
sometimes overextending himself.
He didn't feel yesterday like he was being assertive enough because his performance and vocality are tied together. He said in an interview that he felt like when he's performing badly, he doesn't ask for what he needs as Yoru on Bind, for example, which is a bit different than playing Initiator, right? So very different sort of vibes we get from him. Today, obviously, less of the double duelist stuff, more on the Initiator, different story. Narrate's been crucial, but they're going to need more from him. We, of course, have been throwing a block party here all weekend. We've got merch, food, and, of course, your favorite teams right here on the stage. Let's head over to Riv at the Sentinels booth.
We're still out here at the block party. Rivington with Dom, social media manager for Sentinels. What's going on? Nice to meet you. What are we doing with the digs today? What are we trying to present to the people with Sen City?
So today we have our booth activation that we're running right now. We have our Senset jerseys here. We have the really popular photo cards. We got our mouse here available.
Oh yeah, the mouse.
Yeah, we got our arm sleeves. We got the fidget keycaps, everything.
The fidget ones are so good. You got to do something between rounds.
Yeah, definitely. Like everybody's always messing around with something. And we also have 2 of our Toronto jerseys still available, the hockey jerseys.
Okay. What's your favorite among all the Sentinel stuff that you see coming through here?
Among everything, I gotta say that it's the Toronto hockey jersey.
Okay.
Not a lot of people have it, and it's really it's not weather appropriate right now, but it's my favorite piece of merch that we put out to date.
That's amazing. I love it. I gotta go with one of these player cards he was talking about here. And I'm actually gonna, as we head out here, we're just gonna go ahead and give you this one. Dom, thank you so much for this. And good luck for Sentinels today as well. And I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
finds the first, drops down. Shot fire, trying to hide it, and he's really ISOing these fights. Swinging around on wide, that rifle aim is immaculate.
It's too late in the day for NRG, you have to assume. But Solomon is somehow giving his team a chance. Mana into the side. Mana takes them all down.
Yeah, obviously it's really hard to win any tournament. But I think I wouldn't say the grand finals is necessarily hard. At that point, if you make it to grand finals, you have so much confidence in yourself and your team that it's kind of like another match. But I think the build up to the grand finals is like where your team's made. You know, regular season, playoffs, depending on how well you do during that, that'll kind of set up yourself for the grand final.
Tech boss, they know I'm heating up. They know I'm heating up.
Yeah, low-key, kind of icing the kicker out there. I don't really know yet where the tech pause had originated from, but we needed a review of the conditions that led up to it there, which is why we're still currently in a tech pause. But I think a decent time here to maybe not reset the stakes, but also put context back on this game. Because for starters, NRG have not won this map all stage. And frankly, they've played against top teams. They've gotten close, right? Like the G2 game, they got 11 rounds on this map. It was very competitive. And honestly, some showings have been really lackluster from them. Sentinels kind of made this map their own last year. It was called Senset for a reason. This stage, though, 1 and 2 on this map with some pretty unconvincing showings in general. And you could argue that it's maybe, you know, they're using these breach comps a little bit more. Maybe it's like that neon look from Zek, and that's a little bit more, it's harder for him to carry or take away the game, often getting traded out sometimes early. But it's an opportunity for John to move back to Cypher and look to have impact in that sort of role. He's looked great here, but these multi-kills across the map in isolated scenarios, they haven't been able to be converted into round win and real results for Sentinels.
I think conversely, I kind of want to go back to Mod saying I'm heating up. But I think what's been so interesting about him as a player throughout watching him, especially in this last stage and then the playoffs, is that he's had games where he's had really, really tough starts. Like that game where he was 0-9 to start on Lotus Attack and then ends up dropping like 2 aces to win that game, another ace on Bind. Like, he's definitely a player that does not in any way get shook by what has happened to him in the past of a game. Feels like he's always present, living in the moment, and can just turn it on at any given time. And maybe that's going to be the case right here. He's just had a couple wild plays late on Sunset. Because today it just hasn't been about him individually for NRG. It's been about Brock, who right now in the series is chilling at a casual 1 kills per round across the 3 maps so far, including what we're seeing on Sunset.
So the investigation is that there is a bug in game, and before you say it, no, it's not that Brock can't physically die. We're not so sure what it is, but that needs to be reviewed. Our comp ops team need to sort of have a look at that, see if it's replicable, see if it's going to be an issue over the rest of the map, and series if that tends to be the case. So that's what is being looked into right now. But it is coming at a point where NRG have just won their first 2 rounds of this second half. It is 9-9 here on Sunset. Obviously, after NRG came out with a 7-5 half, winning the last 4 rounds in a row. And again, it was Brock, Ethan with big impacts. Honestly, everybody on this NRG side, we talked about the way they started this year and how they're wrapping it up could not be on more opposite ends of the spectrum, right? NRG tries to go back to, you know, I would say some stars of old and maybe overlooking some of the options that they could have, you know, coming out of challenges outside, of course, of Verno. They have a look at him. He doesn't really fit in. Ironically, Verno goes to MIBR and everyone is extolling his communication being incredible and he's just like really plugged in. Clearly, that's an environment where he's able to thrive. And then NRG have to look for some other options. But of course, waiting in the wings in 2024 with incredible showings through challenges, and also I think, you know, prior to that, Marta, Rorke's there, Scuba also on that Oxygen team who was too young at the time, played alongside Verno. We're seen as really hot prospects from a team that didn't even make Ascension. That Oxygen roster was expected to kind of win it all, and they fumbled pretty badly in those important games. Yeah, the Marta's team, of course, yeah.
Like the
Brock,
kind of perennial top 3, but never able to crack past like M80 core team originally with John, and when there was the rivalry with him and the guard. But they were just always there, and yeah, they all just came up at the same time. That's why I said earlier, like the graduating class of 2024, but genuinely, like those guys have just been waiting for an opportunity like that. And I think Scuba, longer than any of them, like I really think he's deserved to have been on a tier 1 team since like around late 2021.
Sure.
It's pretty shocking that never came to fruition. But damn, has that probably placed a chip on his shoulder and just really gotten the fire in him to perform now that he's gotten this opportunity. I mean, he has made the most of it. That is a damn fact. He has been really superb throughout this stage too.
But that's kind of in the theme of this year. We've discussed a number of teams that have gone back to their respective regions and tried to bring that new talent in, right? You could look at how Loud has made those changes. MIBR came into this year also looking really promising with Shannon and Cortezia in the look. And a lot of questions were like, what does the future of NA look like? What is the future of America, Canada, those regions? Are there players to go back to? You know, we talked about Ascension for M80. That was the North American Challengers team. Them and TSM that played in that tournament both ended up sort of faltering, and M80 towards the last hurdle. That's why 2G ascended. And they were probably one of the teams we least expected to pull that kind of feat off. So things got really murky in Tier 2 in Challengers last year. Really muddled, and definitely, you know, we expected it to be MXS and Oxygen at Ascension, featuring players such as Brock, Marta, and Scuba. It didn't happen, but they found their way into VCT. They found their way into partnership, a more circuitous way, but in a way now that's really set themselves up. I think it's hard to deny it. Their reputations have been established.
This team just ended up being the perfect team building recipe that you're looking for. Of you just get a couple experienced guys with the talented, hungry, upcoming players. It has worked so many times in the past, and it's working again. I think, yeah, like the other question mark people definitely would have had and did have was about Ethan's IGLing. People were very apprehensive to see that again after early NRG 2024 when things didn't work out, and has completely changed the narrative on that. I think like that one, old news, dead, gone. I think he's definitely proved himself as an IGL at this point, like undisputed.
Now against G2, Zekken felt that they had the right game plan and just poor execution on this map yesterday. And that's what led them to falter in what was a pretty underwhelming showing in general. And you can see elements of that same game plan sort of come to the fore. I've been looking at pretty closely on the defense side, how they're trying to drive wedges, how they're trying to work B lobby, A side respectively. Thanks for sticking with us, Riot Games Arena. And those folks out there at the block party, we are headed back into round number 19. It's a tied game, but it's NRG with 2 rounds back-to-back having been won.
Dark cover going to be thrown down top mid. So NRG could attempt to make their way up there if they so choose. And that is going to be the case with Mata moving forward, Cage being popped. A little bit of a sound bait, if anything, really, as he just then backs off to the rest of the pack towards a main, where they want to use that drone as the dark cover just gets cycled. Crossfire for Sentinels.
Yeah, no fault line defensively here as well. Zelsus is not close enough to assist in this situation, playing more for the retake util and mid control, so SEN have to fold back and give some of this ground, but they do so without taking any damage. But still, map control is map control.
Bang has gone all the way back towards spawn. NRG haven't gotten anyone too deeply inserted over towards that A side. They want to now explore elsewhere, see if anyone is pushed out. And it looks like Mata wants to make some noise towards B main, perhaps. And then just pull back to the rest of the team on A.
Now, what's the impact of this? It looks like it's drawing Zelsus more in the Boba direction, maybe softening A up further. It does look like the way's been opened on the right side of the map quite extensively.
The site is 100% free, and it seems like Scuba will be left as this loose end towards tiles to make something happen on a post-plant reflank. SEN, though, they're going to be content enough getting rid of, just getting rid of everyone off this site, playing for retake on account of having the Nightfall. Great tool to get back in. If they find a kill, John can get that neural theft off. So it's not too bad.
Still, it will take some time because SEN have to re-clear some of these closer lines, getting close. Now to Link. Zekken drops in and wants to go for this straight away, and instantly stopping power of Ethan like a Mack truck Nothing Zeka could have done. Still a couple players dueling up here, and Bang is going to make his way solo in through Sport. And there's still something to work with here as Zelsis and Bang put it together. And of course, who else could it be on but Brock?
Revealing area.
Just got that recon back up, tries to swing off of it, can't connect the shot just yet.
Bang still with defuse, looking to get it to half. Here's Zelsis! What a three-piece! Sentinels are rewarded for the decision to give ground, play off the site, and then come for retake.
Getting so much value off of that Nightfall to get back in towards the link side. Zelsis has had some really crucial moments on this map individually. Nice little sequence of shots there. Denies the trade attempt onto him. Converting that 2 versus 1, not allowing another clutch in Brock's highlight reel of the match today.
Sen look really stable out of that extended tech pause, Wyatt. That's what that round says to me. After losing a couple in a row.
NRG have more than enough money to just keep on buying, though, keep applying the pressure. This game has been as close as it gets. Elbow control is the goal right now for the attacking side, and that's going to be gained when Psalm teleports on the cross.
A lot of flashes out from Zelsis there. In fact, he has enough for the time being. Fault line also maybe to try and slow things up, but it could be a problem. Marta's already on the site. They know Zelsis is going to be lingering behind the box, but he's found a timing on Som. It doesn't seem to matter. Ethan's able to bring him down. Bang hoping to get in through some of the periphery now. But Neural Theft is in play. Still no plant, but a big ping on the remaining defenders now. NRG have the info.
Look at Scuba, he's going for a reflank all the way through top mid. Wants to be the nail in the coffin on this round. Smoke in for elbow. Can Sen get in?
Off the paranoia, they're going to have to go for it, Wyatt. No other choice. Relay Bolt's going to hit back box, and Decker's going to burn Marta down. That's 2 at the overdrive. And Scuba's not in position yet. Can Brock intervene? Bang's going to get it to half, and he'll get off the spike. Here's Scuba, though, just in time.
And they know no one's on it.
Spike is still half defused, though. There's a relay to work with. Scuba brings Zekin down, and it's on Bang, but he's not healthy enough. He's going to have to go for it. Test it, tickle it, step out of the dark cover. With a shorting in hand, he can make this happen, but you've got to play for time if you're Scuba. Tentatively into the smoke, and he'll fight for. The late reflank pays off for the Cypher. Scuba exits with a clutch.
I thought it was done. I thought he missed the timing window completely. It looked like Brock was just going to be isolated, alone, and dealt with. But he came back just in time, wins that duel against Zekin. Brock was lucky to get away with his life on a peek earlier through elbow.
Let's go, Scoo. Good fucking clutch.
Yeah, look, we're not going to be able to we're not going to be able to bleep that stuff. There's too much of it going on.
10-10. Into our 21st, Sentinels relegated to Bucky, Stinger, and some pistols.
No ults to speak of either. Not really close to anything with the game at the very end of its course being ran. Ethan is going to have a rolling thunder, presumably, well, for this round potentially, but they'd love to keep it for this next gun round. Have that be the one big power ult in play for what might be the most important gun round in the game after this.
That was cute from Brock. Does connect the ping onto Narrate. We'll back up, give that ground, and shut down any potential for a crossfire here at A lobby.
This setup could be deadly for NRG if they walk into this paranoia with the Bucky Bang ready to run them down with that stinger.
What's the timing going to be like here? Okay, off some contact. Zekin gets forward. Bang's actually able to find a pick on Marta. Either way, the stingers are singing. Ethan wants to push up here and try and overcome Narrate, who's going to be seized in place, and around the corner, he'll still find success! Back to back for Narrate. Held the better buy in this round. NRG are looking anything but favored. Spike goes loose as the head of Som. And Scuba doesn't have the health to get him through. A flawless, thrifty for Sentinels. That's a backbreaker of a suplex this late in the game.
NRG just walked right into that trap that was laid, and Narrate somehow... Oh, come on, bro. He just won you the round, man. He did. You can't dab him up after that. What, he's got to get 3 headshots?
No talk, me Angie. We win the map. Bro. We win the map, and then we'll celebrate.
Situation before. Nice, boys. Let's go. Good round, Marsh. Guns everywhere.
They pick up all those guns as well. Economy just jolted back to life.
Bit related. And there it is. Zekin doing the inverse to Som. Well, Valorant giveth, Valorant taketh away.
Off your feet.
Rolling Thunder now for the attack side. NRG going to get into the site, narrate on the safe pocket of that. Fast lane is still fighting to kill despite being stunned up. It's traded out, but it's something for the defenders. Given the Rolling Thunder was in play, that is pretty nuts.
Second spot on him, the barrel went out of that smoke, but he's paranoid up.
Brock sprays, gets him down. Still very low as Marta, 12 HP and still no plant just yet. Brock just didn't move from that spot. Maybe not aware that he was known and noted. And that allows SEN to achieve a player advantage. Dangerous. Marta so low, but hoping to be part of a gainful crossfire at Scuba with the health. There's a third player, though, that can be a problem for SEN, and beautifully played fault line. Zelsis on the breach here has been very, very good. And SEN's are one map away from beginning the march to a potential reverse sweep.
They just bide their time, wait for that utility to be cycled back up for Zelsis. Fight together. Bang has that nice teleport across, so he could swing from either side of the pillar. These last two players for NRG completely encircled. Walls closed in on them, and now they're forced into the timeout. This all happened because of that narrate sheriff round, by the way. I mean, NRG, they walked into the trap, but would that have been enough to win the round if narrate doesn't come up with multiple headshots after the fact?
He was seized. Decayed down as a result. I don't know how he fought his way out of that one. It's about as compromising a situation as you can get. So how much gas do NRG have left in the tank? Yeah, they've won the first two maps of this series. They're faltering here. And conversely, Sentinels appear to have stabilized. Economically, definitely. It's going to be a stinger force for NRG to stay in the game. A Bulldog for Brock. No big ultimates, really, that they can achieve with ease. At least you could say the same for Sentinels.
Just look at the scoreboard for SEN, and it kind of tells the tale of this game. Across the board, everybody has been finding their moments. And Zelsis with a number of assists, which have come from really well-placed utility. His breach game has been
sick.
So sick. Really solid today. The last chance for NRG is going to be reliant on 3 stingers. No ults to their name.
What could be more NA than that, though?
Gotta go.
Standard one-way setup. So a pretty conservative open to the round for NRG, who obviously don't have the ability to play these long sight lines. They might try and, okay, fault line set up here. At least that was the plan for Ethan, but Marta's not quite quick enough to capitalize. He'll get some space at least, but give that up somewhat.
Just tapping the orb, seeing if that would have baited out some kind of trap from Sentinels.
They're leaving.
Yeah, they make that noise and they get right on out. Scuba has been maintaining this very forward position in B main the entire time. Going to rotate back to him, go for this execute. There's been a lot of passive info gain for John because you can see that camera he has placed all the way top mid. Hasn't been broken.
Yeah.
Knows no one is crossed here.
But this walkout has to be watched by Zelsis. There's no cam on this site.
John has the retake trip place. It's this passive backside one now. It does get broken. Mata takes all of this space, which is necessary for NRG. They're getting the spike down, but beyond that, they have to close the gap with the Stingers. They have to get tucked in close.
They've got the claustrophobic engages, though. They've got these nasty little crossfires, Wyatt. That's about as good as it gets.
Stun is back up for Ethan when Sen try to get into the site through this choke point.
Fast lane attempts to break things up. There'll be a fault line to try and slow things up, and there's Second Six. Marta coming a mile off.
It was forced out into the angle by the Aftershock.
Here's another fault line. Scuba going to be lit by that one, but Brock finds one with the Bulldog. Can he do more here? Bodies everywhere, heads popping out. He's found a second, but it's on Som, who's been quiet in this game. More of a role player. And he will hit the floor. Sentinels fight through all sorts of adversity to finally put something on the board. Give an account of themselves in this lower final. They're going to have to reverse sweep in his best of 5 to do it, but they've taken the first steps.
NRG did not make it easy by any means. It just doesn't feel right, honestly, after these last 2 games that they're 0-4 on Sunset, but that is the case. We went into this map saying, even before the results of the first 2, well, that's got to be a SEN win when you're looking at the 5 maps.